Hello everybody, my name is Asanumbia. Today I'm going to talk about a very important topic which talk about truck loading, right, or trailer loading. There are a lot of accidents which has been occur all over the world, so people need to take a lot of things or checklists into consideration how to check most of these vehicles, especially the trailers. So most of these checklists, it can help or prevent accidents from occurring, right? So how are they going to check this vehicle? I'm going to measure about 26 points, 26 checklist points, which can help someone or a company owners or a driver to check his vehicle to minimize accidents. Number one, you have to check for the size of the vehicle. If the items that you want to place on the vehicle, if it's suitable to be fit in this car or in this truck, right? So you have to check for that. That is that is checklist number one. Then number two says, is the deck of the vehicle or the trailer, is it cleared or clean? So you have to check whether it's clear and clean before you can put another items on top of these trailers, right? Then point number three, you have to check for the size of the vehicle. If the size is okay, that this item can fit in this vehicle, then you have to proceed to do that, right? Then point number four, you have to check whether this vehicle, if the load is more heavier than the vehicle, or if the load is more heavier, the tires are down, then you have to check for this thing. You have to remove the load from that one. Then point number five, it says if the load are scattered or the load are heavy, right? You should always put them at the bottom. So that simply means that when the loads are heavy, you have to put the one which are heavy, you put them in the bottom. Then you put the lighter one on top, right? That is point checklist number five. Then number six says, a heavier item load near to the longitude center. Where is the longitude center of the vehicle? The longitude center of the vehicle means it's the middle part of the vehicle, right? So the middle part of the vehicle, all heavy items should be placed in the middle side, not the side. Because why accidents occur, sometimes you see a vehicle just slants like this and fell down. It's because of the heavier items, it's on the side of the vehicle. So you have to make sure that every items that is heavier, you put it middle of the vehicle. So the space middle, the middle of the vehicle, it will help the vehicle to be in a static position, not like lingering all around, right? When it's be in the middle, it helps the vehicle to stay at the center, right? Then point number six says a strong item placed in front of the weak items. So this simply means that no, it should place under the weak items, right? Then what are the things that you're supposed to check in point number six? You have to check whether the items is light items up and heavy package on the bottom. No, it should not be heavy items on the bottom. It should be heavy items on top. Then also you have to place all heavy items on top, right? You have to also place heavy items in the longitude area, which is the middle. You have to place this item. Then also you have to place strong items in front of the weaker one, right? Then number seven says, are any of these load exceeding any of the following dimension, that is 4.8 or 3.5 millimeter wide. So this simply means that all the items, it should not be above the car, right, or above the truck or the trailer. It cannot be above it. It has to be on the equilibrium, right? Then point number 8 says, are the load in every position across the vehicle, right? So the load should be at the equilibrium of the vehicle, right? Then do not overload a vehicle. You should never overload the vehicle. Then do not reduce the weight on the steering axis. The steering axis is the middle of the vehicle, right? You should arrange them nicely. Then you have to make sure that you place all load in front and back of the side of the weights, or you have to place them like one item. If you have two items, you have to place one in front and one backward, so the weight should be level, right? Then point number 9 is you should ask this question: is there any load projecting or dangerous towards the cabin side? So that simply means that whenever you place a load on a vehicle, right, you should make sure that all sharp objects should not be in front, it should not penetrate to the driver position. Because if it penetrates to the driver position, let's say a driver stop a vehicle, immediately, because of the sharp items, maybe the sharp item will just ride down and hit the driver, right? So you always make sure that the sharp element, the sharp items of that you loaded, if you have like a pipe, the pipe should turn backward, right? For safety precautions, right? Then point number 10 say it's long pipe, right? If it's long pipe, transportations and damage used to restrain. So this simply means that you have to tie all of these pipe together. You have to make sure that you tie the pipe all together to protect it from moving around. So you have to tie the pipe in every trailer if you are carrying a pipe. Then point number 11 say restrain or tie the load on the vehicle. You have to tie the load in your vehicle, right? Then point number 12 say tie down the strap, right? Should be 50 millimeter. So this simply means that you have to tie the strap, right? You have to tie it across your vehicle so it cannot move from one end to another end. Then point number 13 say do make sure, you always have to make sure that there is enough lashes and that they are in good condition, right? Lashes means that the things that you use to tie a vehicle, you have to tie it properly and you have to check whether they are in good condition, right? Then point number 15 says you have to make sure that the lashes are directly attached to the load or on the wheel, right? So you have to tie them like you tie in a load in your vehicle. You have to tie it across the wheel side so for it to be safer, right? Then point number 16 says that you and the lashes protect, use a sharp edge. So that simply means that there is sharp edge of the lashes. Let's say like if you tie your vehicle, you have a rope. The rope is called lash. If you tie it on a rope or you tie it on the vehicle edge should not be sharp. If the vehicle edge be sharp, it will start hitting, gliding, then it will cut on the way. Then that one will lead to accident. So you always make sure that you put something like a rubber under for it to protect, for it not to be like, let's say if it can keep on hitting, cutting, right? Gliding, it can lead to it can cut, then it can lead to accident. So you have to make sure that you put rubber on it, right? Then okay, point number 18, you have to check whether you have an extra chain. If you have another extra chain or rope, right, you have to tie it very nicely then before you can tie the main items like pipe, you understand? Then point number 19, you have to inspect all chains, right, and belts. If you are using chain or belt, you have to inspect those things. It's very important whether they are in good condition. If there is a good condition, then you can use it, right? So these are inspection lists, right? You have to also check the diameter. You also check if it has any cut on it. If there is a like if there is a chain, if the chain is bruised or if something is cut, you have to check all those things, right?